with the motto, "Be just to the earth for the sake of all beings." It's over to you, Josephine. Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon. I'm Josephine Chen of HomelandGreen, a tiny charitable organization in Hong Kong, China. Our motto is, "Be just to the earth for the sake of all beings." Facing all the global ecological crises threatening the balance of our ecosystem, we choose to work from the soil up. At Stand 35, we share the story of the miraculous restoration of the Ulan Buh Desert in Inner Mongolia, China. Ulan Buh is the 8th largest desert in China, about 4 times the area of Luxembourg. It used to be one of the major sources of sandstorms affecting Northeast Asia. The attempts at restoration work in Ulan Buh began over 4 decades ago. Through trial and error, the laborious method of installing straw checkerboards was used to stabilize the shifting sands. Native shrubs were then planted upon the aggregated residues of the decomposed straws, forming shelter belts to slow down the desert encroachment. There were successes and setbacks. HomelandGreen's voluntary afforestation work in the area began in 2012. There were times that we had to take shelter from occasional sudden weather hazards or sandstorms. But the most striking memory back then was peasants being relocated to resettlement areas after losing their home and land to moving sands. But the public investment in infrastructure since then has brought huge changes to the region. We witnessed the building of the first desert road right into the heart of Ulan Buh. And then with it came more afforestation sites, and then communication network, irrigation, power system of green energy, etc. Local family farms and small businesses, guided by the government's zero-pollution policy and the technical support from the academia, began to make use of the specific climatic and geographical advantages to grow high-value crops. The landscape of Ulan Buh began to take on different colors. Forward-looking and system-thinking entrepreneurs with new holistic mindsets have brought in new technologies and concepts to create a circular economy that enhances and sustains the momentum of recovery with the support of logistics and e-commerce. In 2019 spring and summer, HomelandGreen organized tree planting to the area with volunteers from Hong Kong. We were amazed to see that once remote and poverty-stricken sandy land had been transformed into a sustainable, bountiful, productive, and prosperous eco-agricultural green zone. Most important of all, the recovery has brought improvement to the livelihoods of the local people as well as the environment. By sharing this story, HomelandGreen wants to bring a positive message to the international community that with sufficient political willpower and knowledge, large-scale ecological recovery that benefits both people and the planet is indeed feasible. This is now the resettlement village for the poorest in the region. We feel privileged to witness such recovery, which would not be possible without the concerted efforts of cross-disciplined government officials and the academia, small businesses and entrepreneurs, NGOs, voluntary agencies, and of course, the people. Having involved in voluntary afforestation work in several plantation sites across northern China, we feel particularly hopeful as Ulan Buh is just one of the many success stories we have come across in person. Inspired by the restoration works in Inner Mongolia, our display at Stand 27 shares our work in promoting regenerative farming in Hong Kong. We documented in the farmers' own words, through the support of HomelandGreen, their transition process and demonstrated that pest-free farming with higher yield, lower cost, better consumer satisfaction, and ecological benefits of soil improvement and pollution-free is possible and worthwhile, even in small farms in a highly urbanized city like Hong Kong. You're all welcome to visit our stand 27 and 35. Thank you, and thanks for the invitation and having us.
Thank you very much, Ms. Chen, for your presentation.